Well, good evening, everybody. You're right where I left you. It's your boy DC, and this is Out of the Fog. We're a local matter show. We always like to talk to the cool people doing the cool things. No big deal. Tonight we have 3 different guests. Well, 4. We're going to talk to Courtney and Amy from Home Again Furniture Bank, and we're going to talk about their new store on Hebron Way and the grand official opening coming down the pipe for Again and Again Thrift Store, a social enterprise. You're going to want to check out what's going on with that. And of course, we got Jerry, who is the coach of the Rogues, coming through to talk about how exciting the season has been, what you can expect from a game, and so much more. And of course, Gaylynne from downtown St. John's. It's burger battle season, baby. And we'll even talk about the Big Stick Bologna, too. But stay tuned for that. It's Out of the Fog, and we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and do I ever love me a social enterprise, especially one that I know firsthand from everyone I've met in this incredible ecosystem that has helped so many people in so many ways, and the support and need for what they do is growing every day. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you girls doing?
Thank you, Donnie, for having us.
Well, Amy and Courtney, I appreciate the work that you do on a volunteer level. It's unreal, and I don't think folks realize how much volunteerism exists in this province and how many hours people can be putting into their volunteerism on top of their family and their lives and their jobs and everything else. And I think it's what makes life all the more enriching, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, we wouldn't be where we are today without our teams of volunteers. Teams and teams and teams of volunteers.
Wow.
Hundreds. Yeah.
I wanted to take it back. Home Again Furniture Bank. I would love to hear your story about how this came up and who helped bring this to life in the first place.
Wow. Well, that was a group of people, 2 separate groups actually, that were working together, thinking about how they knew there was a need, how we're going to do this. Myself and my colleague Maureen were helping on a personal level, private level.
Amazing.
And then we met up with the other group who was trying to find funds and a group of business people together. We kind of met up, and 6 months later, Home Again Furniture Bank was created. Yeah.
And could you have expected at that time what was ahead?
We had no idea what we were in for.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, no idea whatsoever. We knew there was a need, and we tried to respond to that. And then you try to create start a new organization and what's involved with all of that. But here we are, almost 8 years later.
Wow.
Hundreds of volunteers later, over 2,500 deliveries. This year alone, we did over 500 deliveries. The need is tremendous. The way the economy is, the need is growing. Every year, we're just seeing bigger numbers, bigger need and bigger numbers. Yeah.
Courtney, what first led you into Home Again?
I started volunteering with Home Again while I was an Enactus student at Memorial. While I was a student in business, also on the Enactus team, which introduced me to social enterprise, which led me back to Home Again after graduation. So I'm the chair of the social enterprise committee. As we explore paths to sustainability.
Wow. You say again and again. It's almost like you planned it.
Yes.
Yes. You keep coming back again and again.
Hilarious.
And again.
And well, I want to talk about this and not to,
Yeah.
Home Again Furniture Bank as an organization, I wanted just for one more moment to impress upon viewers. There are folks in our city without a bed to sleep in, without a table to eat at, and things we take for granted so much are what so many folks in wait lists from here to the harbor don't have those basic needs met, which is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It's extremely sad, and it's a hidden poverty, furniture poverty we describe it as, and it's hidden because people they're ashamed of it. They may have a home, they have no furniture in it.
Yeah.
So, you know, children often won't invite their friends over because they're embarrassed. You know, there's no bed to sleep on. You know, how are people supposed to function, right? It's basic necessity, basic needs. So that's kind of what we do. And of course, as I said before, the need is rising. So therefore the costs are rising, and which encouraged us to try to figure out how to diversify our funding streams and how can we become more sustainable to make sure we continue to deliver furniture to those in need.
You know, what an amazing idea to diversify, because I'm sure some folks might be saying, well, you know, I have this to give, and you might have said, well, we don't really, but maybe we could, and now you are.
Exactly, and so one of the biggest things is that furniture donors, we're offering a better service to our furniture donors now. We're keeping more out of the landfill, and so those items that are not suitable, they're not practical that people are asking for, they'll be sold in the thrift store, and then the proceeds go right back in directly into the organization.
Talk about how you're feeling about it so far.
So far, it's been great. We did a little pilot run in the fall, and the support from the community has been tremendous.
I love it.
Sales have been good.
Great.
We're looking to keep it going. Yeah.
Courtney, what do you think when you think about how this organization is continuing to diversify and to reach more people?
Yeah, it feels like such a success to me. We formed the Social Enterprise Committee back in 2020. So there's been a lot of research gone into how can we diversify our revenue streams. And really it came down to an organization, how can we best use the resources that we have right now? And so I think that again and again does that just perfectly. So we're able to collect more furniture, which means we could donate more furniture, which means we divert more waste from the landfills, and start to generate a profit, which creates sustainable organization. So I think that, if I could say one word, so far it's been successful.
Wow, that's amazing. So great. Where is it all going? Again and again, the organization in general, your fundraisers, like how do you fit it all in?
Well, we have a small but mighty team, and as I said, hundreds of volunteers that help, so it wouldn't be possible without that. The work that we do on a weekly basis, we have volunteer teams that do the heavy lifting and the moving, Furniture Fridays. And so when someone donates their furniture to us now, the team at home again decides what they're going to keep for deliveries, and then they give the rest to the store. And then we have teams of people at the store, volunteers that are upcycling, repairing, painting. We have several partnerships at the store that are kind of helping keep things going. We have youth through a youth employment program at Choices for Youth. We have wellness group that are there doing the upcycling. We have Bell Pioneers that are helping repair. And some of the items that are actually repaired and upcycled at the store will go back to home again to be delivered. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So it's a win-win, full circle.
You read my mind, full circle.
Yeah.
The impact keeps going again and again,
Again
and
and
again
again.
and again and again.
I love it. So I'm so thankful that you both came on. Will you come back again?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I love
Yes,
it.
Absolutely.
I love it. So guys, I'll tell you what, Home Again Furniture Bank, it is an amazing organization, social enterprise rich, gives back, and again, the new thrift store, get online, find it, check it out, and support this incredible organization. And thank you to all the volunteers and all the supporting partners who make this happen. I don't know what to say about it. It's one of the most impactful journeys that I've ever seen go on, and I look forward to what Home Again Furniture Bank does next.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I've been excited now to have a seat with this gentleman for a while, and he's finally on the show. Jerry, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me so much.
I know. I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you. Thank
So I
you.
want to talk about basketball in Newfoundland and Labrador, and I figure by that you're one of the most top people to be sitting here and talking about that with. Would you agree?
I agree a little bit with you, just a little bit, but I agree with you.
So what led you to the Rogues?
Actually, I coached basketball in the U.S. for a while,
Oh, wow.
and I found out about this team, that they were having a team here on the island, and you know, for whatever, one email led to another, a phone call led to another phone call, and here I am.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Now, I'll tell you, you know, and coming up from the States to this little island on the edge of the continent.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't tell me you didn't haul your passport out and say, where am I at all when you first landed here? Because it's a very unique city, a unique geography.
Well, it is, but it's a little different now because you could Google everything. So I Googled this place a million times. And, you know, I know it was snowing. I know it's very cold here. By me being from Florida, you know, that's totally different.
Right.
It's different, different atmosphere for me. But
Sure.
I definitely did my homework before I came in, and I'm so glad that I did.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm happy to be here for sure.
That's great. Well, we're loving to have you. So thank you so much for coming up.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, first getting here and getting into the arena, onto the court, what were some of the sort of early thoughts that you were having as it was pertaining to your work with the team?
Well, just, you know, bringing a winning atmosphere to the island, you know, just putting together guys that will fit in, that will come in and play really good professional basketball. And that was the most important thing to me, just putting together a good core group of guys that could come in and represent the role and the island as one and, you know, do a great thing and win some games. So.
Listen, teamwork makes the dream work. We hear it
sure.
all the time,
Yes,
and it's
sir.
no joke, is it?
Not at all, for sure.
I'm sure in your time, you know, figuring out how to meld the different personalities that come with
Right.
being talented and good at what you
Right.
do at any age can be a challenge.
Oh, for sure. And the thing about a lot of people say, well, if you have a good team, you should win. That's as far from the truth as anything possible, because when you're dealing with so many different people at the same time, and we have a team of 12. So that's 12 different personalities on top of my personality, and we all have to make it blend in together. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job at it. I think I've done a pretty good job at it in the past. It's one of my high things that I enjoy about myself, being able to put so many different personalities together, because it is a task. It's not easy at all.
I'll tell you what, leadership is its own thing.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir,
And
it
being a
is.
part of a team is one thing, but being the one who has to motivate it, lead from behind, and encourage everyone to think it was their idea, you got to have your ego in the right place to be in leadership.
You definitely do, man. You're a good motivational speaker. I should have you in the locker room one day before the game. Speak before
get up
speak before the game. Yeah, you know that'll work.
They'd have me kicked out in 2 minutes. They don't want to hear this obnoxious guy talking about anything. You're the one that they're there to be listening to, that's for sure. So I'll ask you, you know, since the Rogues began here in the province, how important is fan support?
It's the most important thing to us. They're our sixth man. You know, they're the ones that get us going when we're battling down in the fourth quarter. It's 2 minutes left in the game. They're the ones that we look to for support, to cheer us on and, you know, push us over that little hump, especially if the guys are tired in the fourth quarter and they know they have to just get through that last 2 minutes to get a win.
Right.
The fans are the most important thing. We really need them there. They are our sixth man, for
Wow.
sure.
I haven't heard that, but that makes so much sense. And I can only imagine what it must be like, and hearing everyone roar from the stands. That must really add to the atmosphere, must really make the team feel like they can give that extra bit. Hey.
Right. And it motivates the guys for game day. You know, they know they're going to come there and they have to entertain a lot of people, and the people have their back. And, you know, and they really love that. And after the games, you know, we tell them thank you for coming out. We walk around, shake everybody's hands and things of that nature. So fan support is very, very important for the Rogues, for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say performance. Because, you know, yes, we understand that our athletes hit the court or, you know, the places that be to do what they do. But you're right. It's more than them playing to win and score goals. They know all eyes are on them, and they got to put off a show.
Yes.
So on an entertainment level, there's a lot of different ways, and you can go to the movies, you can go down to watch a band play, you can go and check out this, because you're going to get the same level of engagement and participation that you would in any performance scenario.
Right. And the thing is with fans, we love new fans that come to the game that's never been a part of basketball before, and they become lifelong basketball fans just from coming to the game just to see these guys play, because they'll look and say, oh, I remember that guy number such and such, or number this or number that, and I want to come back and see him play again, and that's what's more important to us.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you, how many home games at the Mary Brown Center do you guys have?
We have 28 home games at the Mary Brown Center, so that's a lot of games for fans to get to come and really get to understand the roles and know the players and get to know me yelling on the sideline or whatever antics I have going on. 28 games is a lot, so we want fans to show up every single game and just show their support.
I'm going to ask you, it's funny you bring that up. So hearing you going on and everything like this, I mean, you know, do you, when you're so passionate and it's all on the line for that game,
Right.
it can get a bit intense.
It's very intense. It's very intense. And it's a thin line. It's a very thin line because you don't you don't want to overstep your boundaries, but you want to let the guys know you have their back.
Yeah.
But you still have to hold back some, because you have refs that's out there that, you know, they're only going to take so much before, you know, they'll give you a technical foul, and that 1 point could cause a game. So you really have to be, you know, professional enough to hold it back. But I am very, very energetic. I'll say that word. I use it that way. I'm energetic on the sideline for sure.
That's good. And I'm going to ask you, you know, knowing that you played in Florida and came here, what made you fall in love with basketball?
I've been in love with basketball since I think I was in my mom's womb, to be honest with you. She was a sports player. She
cool.
played basketball. My father played basketball. And I was actually better at football, but I just loved the game of basketball.
Wow.
I really loved it, so I always chased it. And coaches always told me from the time I was young that you're a good leader and you're going to be a great coach one day. And it always stuck with me too. You know, once I'm never able to shoot the ball again or jump anymore, I want to coach. So it's always been a goal of mine.
I'm going to ask you, you know, for anyone out there who is playing in the sports and they are interested in coaching, what's your advice?
Learn as much as you can. You know, just you get up under a coach, assistant coach, and just learn them, shadow them, because sports is shortgevity for all players. It all has to stop at some point. You can't play forever.
I never heard shortgevity before, and I'll never forget it.
It's very short. So the best of the best have to stop at some point. So if you love the game and you want to coach, start learning now. It's never too early to learn how to be a coach. Never.
I think that's a mentorship conversation that I'm trying to have more and more with everybody around me, is that you're never going to get anywhere alone, and watching someone who's already there is how you're going to get there too.
For sure. 100%.
One more thing. We're in our final moment. Everyone watching at home, what do you have to say to everyone who's either been to a game or who has been thinking about coming to a game but has not gone yet?
Come out and support the Rose. It's very exciting basketball. You know, we're there for you just as well as you're there for us. We're going to try to do as best as we can to give you as many wins as we can. And on top of that, you know, just give you good home fun entertainment. You know, just to come out and say, okay, I'm going back the next time they have a game. Win, lose, or draw, we want you guys behind the ropes.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming out.
All
We
right,
come
no
back
problem.
again?
I definitely will be back.
I love it. I'll see you down on the court, that's
Yes,
for sure.
sir. Yes, sir. Oh, you'll hear me.
Oh, yeah, well,
All
yeah,
right.
no doubt. Guys, I'll tell you what, I want you to head on down to check out a Rogues game. Go online, search them out, find out what the schedule is, follow them on the social channels, because it is everything you need. And thank you so much for coming
sir.
through.
Thank you.
This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and we got an action-packed night, like I told you before the break. And the first, she's the queen of the marketing and special events and everything that goes on with downtown St. John. So, of course, with the amazing Scott Clooney, it's the one and only Gaylynne. How are you doing?
It's great to see you again. Thank you for that intro. I hope I can live up to your words.
Listen, you live beyond. You are beyond that definition. Listen, what brought you into working with downtown St. John's when you first joined that organization?
Christmas, oddly enough. I have been a fan of Christmas my whole life. We grew up in a large family, and Christmas was always a very important thing. And, you know, the events that surround Christmas were very important. So we went to Christmas parades. And I went to the JC's parade, which was another parade that happened here, the downtown parade, and I ended up volunteering and just kind of fell in love with the event and went off and went to school and continued volunteering. And you know, some time passes and a job comes up that fits my education, and Bob's your uncle.
Boom.
Here we are, like 25 years later.
What?
Yes.
Wait, but you're only 30.
I started when I was a zygote.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That explains.
yeah. So, you know, I skipped school altogether. I went
Yeah,
directly
so
to
right into
university.
downtown St. John's,
Right
yeah.
in the university, and then, you know.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so
That's
it
amazing.
was through Christmas, and it's still probably one of my favorite events that we do, the downtown St. John's Christmas Parade. It's
Well, it brings
huge.
everyone together. It just brings the
Yes.
whole city, and people come
Yeah.
from outside of town just to be on the side of the street watching the floats go by, and the energy and the fanfare must make you proud every year.
It does, and mostly for the good that we do. Of course, it's the community spirit that's really important, and it's the kickoff of the holiday season
True.
and bringing everybody together. But it's the largest food drive in the province.
What?
So, oh yes, it's the largest food drive in the province. We have like over the years, I can't even count how much food and how much money that we've raised through that event. People bringing their non-perishables and their loonies and toonies, and of course, and their bills and donating. And our corporate sponsor, Newfoundland Power, of course, collects this along the way. But, you know, we're approaching, you know, hundreds of thousands, probably close on 1 million if you put the food and the money together and what we've gotten for the food bank.
No, I thought it was the biggest because the big stick Bologna hopped in the bag.
Well, there's that too. He's kind of the unofficial mascot star of the show.
Listen, Santa Claus might as well go home out of
Yeah,
it because
I
the last
know.
few years it is about the big stick
It is.
bee bopping through the streets and everyone is going crazy.
Oddly enough, like, it's funny, it's, you know, it's after Christmas and all that, but the funniest thing about all of this is that I never thought I'd spent as much of my career as I have talking about the big stick Bologna. I have done media interviews from coast to coast to coast regarding the big stick Bologna, and you can only imagine when you're talking about the big stick, sometimes it's, you know, you have to be very careful.
There's a
You know,
lexicon involved, yeah.
exactly, you know, it's not an after dark show either, right? But I have some wonderful stories that I can tell you in private, but it's certainly funny how he has taken off, yes, and it's unique and it's uniquely Newfoundland, and that's what I love about it.
You said it. And now it's interesting that you say, because down in St. John's, the Christmas parade, which brought you into downtown St. John's, is but was shattered. It's like one slice of the pie of what this organization does for the business owners, whether you are a bar or a restaurant or an office. Oh, I mean, there's so many different groups that fall under this, and the work you do is so much. I mean, how do you fit it all in?
Well, you know, we try.
Yeah,
We're
no big
huge
deal.
staff of two, you
Yeah,
know.
you're right. Dynamic
But,
duo.
you know, we do everything that we can in our power with, you know, the assistance of our board, which are
Amazing.
volunteer business members.
Exactly.
And, you know, basically whatever it takes to make downtown a better place to live, work, shop, and visit. So whether that's an event that you love to go to, or maybe it's, you know, adding beautiful furniture to a pedestrian mall, or doing banners and capital works, maybe it's new lighting, new sidewalks, all of these things rolled into one, that's what we do.
I love to hear it. And now listen, you're not sad about a few burgers either.
I can't wait.
Listen, I'll tell you, Devour Downtown, the previous incarnation, was an amazing thing because it brought people downtown to try all of our many downtown restaurants. And all of a sudden, the burger battle comes through, and last year blew everybody away.
It was absolutely insane. We had Devour Downtown, which was our dining event.
right.
That was great, yes.
Yes.
But once we parlayed that into the burger battle, that was a huge, huge piece of business for downtown for the month of March. It was fantastic, which is great because it's been so much struggles. We won't go into all of what they have been. We all know what they are.
We're
But,
living it.
you know, of course, it helped the restaurants at a key time. It helps them get through the winter. And who doesn't want to have a burger? And we're doing it again in the month of March.
And what partners help make all this happen?
Well, of course, you know, all the businesses downtown, they have to cooperate. Downtown St. John's, we have some people that I like to work with. They help me out, perhaps
my God, I
you
don't know.
help us.
Don't know.
But OzFM and TV,
Love
of
them.
course, they're always wonderful sponsors, and they
Incredible.
love the event as well.
Did one of the VJs last year, literally, he ate a burger a day for the month. There was some ongoing commentary where every day during the month he was trying one of the different spots, and almost 40 spots last year. Am I
Yes,
right?
he did. Yeah, you know, including the weekends and sometimes lunch and dinner, because there were so many restaurants that he couldn't get it all into one. So it was so successful, Donnie. We're going to do it again for the month
Good.
of March. So everybody better, like,
Burger up.
well, you better start watching your calories now because you're going to need them to keep them, to use them in March,
Oh,
right? It was
100%.
fantastic.
I'll get a side salad instead. That's how I'll make it all work. you
For
know?
now.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, but you never had the
exactly.
tater tots from Brewdog.
Oh, dang. So now that's out the window.
Yes.
Oh, well.
So all joking aside, it is a fantastic event. We knew it was going to be successful. We never probably thought it would take off like it would. Just a small sample, a little story to tell
Yeah, I'd
you
love to hear.
how big it was.
Yeah.
We had groups of people that would, on a Friday night, do a burger crawl.
No.
So they would
way.
start off probably about 4 o'clock, and they'd go and they'd all probably order a couple of burgers each. Could have been, you know,
Yeah.
several people.
Sure.
And then they would have a sample of that burger, go to the next place, have a sample of that burger,
I
go
love
to the
that.
next place. Burger crawls. That's how big it was.
That's amazing.
Close to 40 restaurants, close to 40 burgers, and it went over really well. And we have some new people coming in this year. People wouldn't have had a chance to sample before, so it's going to be the same great event. New burgers by all the restaurants, and just
Wow.
it's March. Beautiful time when things
I
are just starting, you know, the
agree.
winter is ending, spring is just kind of starting,
Yes.
if we're lucky, but everybody wants to get out. In March, you're ready. Your Christmas bills are paid off. You got to get out of the house. So the Downtown Burger Battle 2023 is where you want to be.
And listen, I'll tell you what, Burger Battle is going to be huge, and I'm sure on your website and all the digital, you know, the channels, social media, etc. You can sign up for your newsletter to hear about it. There's so many ways for folks to get in on what participants are happening this
And
year.
there's a contest too.
Ah.
So you got to go downtown, you got to eat a burger, you got to take a picture of yourself with said burger and use the hashtag DT Burger Battle 2023 and win yourself a fabulous prize.
We love it. Listen, downtown St. John's always has so much going on, and I thank you for making time to come and talk about the Burger Battle. Will you come back and see us again?
Absolutely, as always. Thank you for having me.
And drop me a little bat signal. I want to know who took the top prize, which will be revealed a couple of days after.
Sure will.
So maybe April 2nd, maybe you guys are letting everybody know who took the top spot.
By the time the results are tabulated, we'll show up in Ed McMahon fashion. Not a check, but with a little trophy and bragging rights to the top 3 winners.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do to help make downtown the beautiful, fun, amazing place that it is.
Thanks for having me, and thank you for, you know, helping me help the people enjoy downtown.
That's all we want to do. Well, I live there, so please, thank you again. Guys, Gaylynne from downtown St. John's making it all happen. Check out the Burger Battle. It's coming through. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. I want to thank you so much for coming to hang out tonight at Out of the Fog with us on the couch. Thank you to Home Again, Amy and Courtney, for doing such amazing work. The new Hebron Way thrift store location, grand opening coming soon. Check them out online to find out where they are. And of course, Don White, who is the honorary man behind the camera, who is celebrating a birthday today. I won't say how young he is, but he makes it all happen, and we love him so much. Thank you, Don, for all you do for us. Gaylynne from downtown St. John's, the big stick bologna man himself. And thank you so much, Jerry from the Rogues. Check out a season today. And look, there it is over there. Big Stick, we love you. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll see you guys next time.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us or send us your feedback through social media.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, some people used the A word. They called it an accident, but it wasn't. An accident implies that no one was at fault. But when someone impaired by alcohol and/or drugs chooses to drive, they're fully responsible for the crash that can result. So please, for the memory of my brother DJ and the thousands of families whose lives have been shattered by impaired drivers, let's drop the A word.
A crash caused by impaired driving is not an accident.
When you give a part of yourself through Canadian Blood Services, your donation could go on to captivate a country, fuel the future, be the best dad, or support cultures to thrive. Because when you donate through Canadian Blood Services, you don't just make a difference, you make all the difference. Join Canada's Lifeline today at blood.ca.
Tombolo Multicultural Festival Newfoundland and Labrador, a leader in supporting economic, social, and cultural integration of newcomers in Newfoundland and Labrador.